Hello everyone, Minkey here with the next deck profile video. Um, this is a really sort of exciting one for me. I think this is probably one of my favourite decks I've ever built, so I figured I'd share it with you guys and just show off, how it is and sort of why all this is. It's a really cool one as well. I think a lot of people really like it. I call it my video game deck, and I think you'll see why as we go along. I think you'll understand why I call it that as we go along. So and I think it's going to be a real game changer, if you will. I think it's, you know what I mean. So I hope you enjoy. Alright, so to start things off with, then we have Animal Crossing. This is all in alphabetical order, by the way. For the most part, as you'll see. This is Animal Crossing for the original Animal Crossing as well at that. So it's a really nice game. It's a really nice card. I remember using it a long time ago. It's one of them. I remember in this one duel, it was one of my favourite duels ever. It was actually on the same day that I started RPing as well. So not on the same day, but the same day of the year, I mean. So I thought that was really cool little date stamp, if you will. That duel happened on the same sort of day, if you will. So really glad that I used this card in that duel. So it's really nice little game there. Alright, the next card is, I don't even know how much I can show this off, so I guess I'll take a picture instead and show it. But it is Billy Hatchet and the Giant Egg. Now I've never used this card before because I'm allergic to eggs, so I can't actually use this card, to be honest. But I thought I'd give it a go anyway, and now that I'm older, I figured maybe I'll try and give it a go and see if I can survive and whatnot, and see how good it goes, if you will. And hey, if all things go well, then I'll be able to live to tell the tale. So that's something, and if not, then it's what it is. But I do remember seeing this card be used a lot in duels, personally, or a specific person I know used it a lot in duels. They really enjoyed it, so I figured, why not give it a go as well. So here you go. Hopefully I can play it soon. I will see. Now next game is Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life. This one is really nice because obviously, as it says, it's a wonderful life. It prevents splash damage for a little bit, so it's really nice. It's there's no damage, there's no there's no destruction. It's a farm life, if you will. It's that kind of thing. So it's really nice. It's really cool in that kind of way, and it's helps weaker decks in a way. So it's really quite nice. I think it's I remember playing it a lot before, but then I kind of not grew out of it, but I kind of started playing. One of the funniest times was when we had to. There was this one time when we could potentially destroy something, but and we were trying to figure it out to see if we could do it or not, and it turned out you can't. So that kind of sucked, but at the same time it was kind of cool that happened, if you will. If that makes sense. It was to have a memory like that. That's I like the fact that I've got a memory like that. That's weird as that. So next up is a classic, and I say that unironically, Luigi's Mansion. This one's pretty great. I think it's pretty cool. It's not too long. It's not too great. It's a pretty quick game ender, if you will. It's it ends games pretty quickly, but it's pretty cool. I think it's it's you know what I mean. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a really quick game ender. So it's really nice, and it's pretty cool. Next up is Mario Party 4. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is the first number monster, not like a number Xyz monster, but this is the first number monster that starts off on 4, oddly enough. Every other time it's been a number 1 and number 2, or nothing number and a number 2, but In this case, there's randomly a number 4 monster and a number 5 monster, but there's no number 1, 2, or 3, so it's a little weird. You know, it's great. It's a great classic, and you know, I enjoy playing it. So you know, I need to play it again sometime soon. I say I enjoy playing it, but I haven't played it in like over a decade, almost a decade and a half now, actually. The same can be said for the next game. Now I said number 4, Mario Party 5, and you know, obviously again, it's you know, number 4, number 5. This is the only time when that happens, when you got number monsters and they're not 1, 2, and 3. And yeah, it's like a counterpart to the number 4 monsters. Pretty much all of them are. So, you know, it's another classic that I need to play more of. And again, like I said, it's been over about a decade and a third now since I've last played it. So I definitely need to play it again soon. So there's that. Next up, we have another number monster, but this time it's an actual, like, proper number monster. That being Pikmin 1. Again, like I said, it's number 1, like mystical sheep and all that kind of stuff, and it's the first of its kind. And you know, it's really nice. It's another classic that I recommend. I do recommend, and it's you know, it's quite cool. It's quite the cool game. You know, it's quite the cool, because I mean, it limits the turn count to sure, but I mean, duels go by pretty fast nowadays anyway, so I don't think it's that much of a game changer. But it's still pretty cool. I think it's still, you know, pretty nice, and you know, it's something, you know. So it's certainly something. It's certainly, I mean, it's a pity that the Blues still keep on getting hurt, but you know, it's I guess it is what it is, you know. So that's that. Obviously, the next one is Pikmin 2. This one is again, it's pretty much like the first one. The only difference being that there's no limitation on it. There's no, you know, there's no like turn count effect on it. It's just, you know, it's just like Pikmin 1, but different, if you will, that kind of thing. You know, so there's that, and you know, it is what it is. So you know, there you go. Alright, the next game, personal favourite. Again, I said that unironically. All these are, you know, is Super Mario Sunshine. It's actually quite nice. I remember back in the day, you know, I remember doing a Let's Key of it, which I did manage to get the, you know, the finale up for it, and well, I didn't get any bonus parts out for it because Pikmin 2, you know, ironically was the other game, and I never managed to get the finale out for that. But maybe one day, you know, hint, you know, plug my my LP movie channel, my archive channel. That's what it's called. But yeah, it's this one's pretty cool, I think, and as a little bonus card as well in that Let's Cheat as well, I actually made my own, sort of like my own extra card, if you will, for it, which I don't think I ever used in the Let's Cheat, but here I can show it now. So that's a pretty nice little card there. So you know, let's enjoy that. You know. Alright, so the next game is another personal favourite, and it is Zelda: Four Swords Adventure. Again, it's another quite a nice game. It's really only playable in you know, 4-player games when there's 4 players, whether it be 2v2 or 1v1 or whatever. As long as there's 4 players there, you know, it's playable. But you know, it's a pretty nice card here. It's you know, it's pretty cool. I think it's one of the better ones, I think. And you know, I only remember having like I remember having a little bit of trouble with this card, if you will. When I say trouble, I mean like I wanted to enjoy playing in that duel, but you know, I couldn't because some of the other people were a bit iffy, you know, if you will. But other than that, it's been a great game. I think it's pretty fun. And I remember another time when we actually ended up causing like an infinite loop in this, so we had to, you know, kind of backtrack a little bit just to, you know, reset the duel so we can go ahead, you know, and still continue the duel without sort of like ruining it, if you will, so then we can actually see who truly wins, if you will. But you know, we got there in the end. You know, it's pretty nice. So you know, it's there's that. Alright, time up for the extra deck. This first one is a Synchro Monster. It is The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. And you know, it's a nice one because it's the 25th anniversary one, so you know, it's really nice. You know, and it's, you know, it's I mean, I know this wasn't released back in the day, but it's still pretty Yugi centric, if you will. And you know, it's for a Yugi card, it really doesn't look like it, because you wouldn't think, you know, a wind. He's not really known for his wind monsters or winged beast type monsters, but it's there. You know, he's got that kind of effect to support them. So that's pretty cool. I think that they managed to make a card, a completely new card like this, but it completely supports Dark Magicians as such as well. That's really nice, I think. So, you know, it's one of my personal favourite cards. This is, I think. So that was the Synchro deck. Now time for the Link deck, or not the Link deck, but you know what I mean. It's Link cards, and the first one is Luscious Sound of the Wind Waker. Now this is actually a retrain of the original Wind Waker, which I don't actually have in this deck, but I'm sure I'll find it eventually and put it in next time I show this off. But yeah, this is actually a retrain of that, so you know, it's that's really nice. I think it's a nice little callback to it, and it's a Link card as well. It's like it's kind of like the other ones, you know, the what they call the attribute monsters, you know, like Starboy and Miss Starboy. I think those ones. You know, Starboy is a really old card, and then you've got Miss Starboy, which is like a retrain of it years later into a Link monster. This is pretty much the same as that, except it's obviously its own thing. It's its own little bit, if you will. Which that's really cool. I think that they're able to take old cards like that and kind of retrain them. Even if it's not the best, it's still pretty cool. I think that they were able to take such cards. You know, and that's really nice that they don't forget such cards. You know. Alright, and finally we have Pikmin 3. This one is I think, as far as I'm aware, it's the first one where it actually goes 1, 2, 3. You know, of the normal monsters, rather than just 1 and 2, like Luster Dragon and Mystical Sheep. I think I said earlier. You know, this card, you know, it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like, well, you know what it is. It's like the other two. It's like the other two, but different. You know, in this case, it's a Link monster, and you know, it's and in this case, you've got to actually like sacrifice certain cards in order to keep going, if you will. But it affects both sides of the field, so it's like, you know what I mean. It's really nifty. I think it's you know, it's quite nice, but obviously you get, you know, it's pretty nice. I think it's a pretty nice little, and it's a weird little Link monster, but it's pretty cool. I think, you know, it shows off the game as well as really nice. You know what I mean? You know, it's a really nice sort of like card, if you will, I think, and it's just great, and I love it. You know, might be one of my favourites. You know, I'm not sure there. You know, well, at least as a card anyway. As a as a concept, maybe not, but as a card, yeah, it's definitely one of my favourites. I think this one is. And yeah, that's it. That's my deck. I know it's pretty short, but this deck's fairly new, so I figured, you know what, I might as well show off anyway. Show off the little few things here and there, and you know, maybe it taught you a thing or two about the games and whatnot, and you know, so I think it's definitely worth. I think it's definitely a deck worth running. You know, even any of the cards, I think they're definitely worth you know, running. You know, because they're all great games. You know, and I enjoy them. So, well, apart from the egg game, I can't tell you about that game yet. But that's going to be a fun adventure when I get round to it. You know, what other cards is there? There's well, I mean, a lot of these games have been years since I've actually played them. So, you know, the only card I can really say I've used is Pikmin 3 as of recent, and Skyward Sword. I've used that recently as well, because I've been playing both of them, you know, on the Switch port, you know, but that's neither here nor there. I can't really say the originals, if you will, which I don't actually have the Switch versions in this deck, because I just didn't think to include them in. Maybe I'll include them in next time, you know, maybe his hoping, you know, but you know, we'll see next time. We'll see if I decide to include those retrains or not. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you check out these games, or these cards even. You know, hint hint, wink wink, and and yeah, I think that's going to be it. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a minky day. Alright, have a good one.